I don't know how to play golf, but if I want to be rich and famous one day, I'm gonna need to learn how. So for the next week, I'll be putting my all into going from a complete beginner to playing a full par 72 championship level course on the last day to see if I'll be able to survive and maybe even break 100. Here's the plan for day 1. Today will just be a range day. I'll hit some balls and I'll see where I stand. When we got to the driving range though, the entire place was packed. So me and my friend Makai went to test our putting skills first. We spent about 10 minutes figuring out if we liked blade putters or mallet putters more. And we tried to do this by testing the 2 putters Makai brought. But after those 10 minutes, I legitimately could not tell the difference at all. So I got Makai to choose the one he liked better and I would use the other one, which ended up being the mallet. After that, we went back to the range and after about 15 minutes of looking, we found an open stall. We got a basket of balls to share and while Makai was hitting some out, I decided to take some time to show off the clubs I'll be using for the next week.
So basically, when I was a kid, my mom thought I was going to be really into golfing. By really into golfing, I mean we went to the driving range 10 times. Number 1, we got this driver. Number 2, we got this thing. I actually don't know what this is. It looks like a driver, but it says HPC 1 on it. And then I have a set of these irons. These are the Wilson Dynapower irons. I lost my 9 iron in a Chipotle today.
Okay, let's get to hitting them now. I took up my 7 iron and hit my first ball at the driving range in 10 whole years.
That's what I expected to happen. I missed. I hit the top of it. Hey, there we go. Clean swing. I finally made contact with the ball.
It took me 8 tries to make solid contact with the ball. This week might be harder than I thought. Alright, I hit a few more balls with my 7 iron and I can't lie, these swings are disgustingly ugly. But anyways, after hitting for like 15 more minutes, even though my swings are still really ugly, I actually ended up hitting a few straight shots, which boosted my confidence at the time, so I ditched my 7 iron and went to my 3 iron. And I ended up missing most of my shots with a 3 iron. Nearly all my shots with this thing ended up slicing to the right, so I gave up. Next was the driver. It was a little bit intimidating because I'd never hit this thing before my entire life, and it's also older than I am. And it's supposed to be very hard. But I had to get it over with at some point, so I just sent it.
That went 200.
Yo, I absolutely smoked that shot. After taking a couple more swings, I kind of realized I was the GOAT at hitting this specific driver. I'm not talking about drivers in general, I'm talking about this specific 30-year-old TaylorMade driver. Because I tried hitting some of Makai's significantly newer drivers, but I couldn't hit them to save my life. But whatever, we spent roughly another hour at the range until I kind of realized I was now just hitting balls for the sake of hitting balls, instead of doing any meaningful practice, so we called it a day. The plan today is to play around a pitch and putt with my friends and get used to swinging a club on the grass with some added pressure. And honestly, I was feeling pretty confident. Not only did I score an 85 in my last pitch and putt, which I think is pretty good, I also felt pretty decent day 1. But my enthusiasm was immediately curbed when I hit this pitch shot.
Oh, fuck.
And then it was curbed even more. And more. And more. And just a little bit more. And even with this pretty nice putt,
Beautiful. Wow, that was actually a really good putt, I gotta say.
I ended up hitting a 7 on my first hole. But no worries, we can come back from this.
Oh no. Alright, well my ball's kind of in the... it's not even really a river, it's just like a big ditch. Maybe I should just take a stroke and pull it out, bro. Dude! You're fucking kidding! It rolled back in? It's out. It's out, it's out, it's out. Oh my god. Oh my god. Can you stop rolling, please? Can you stop? Okay, okay. This is for 9.
Yeah, that might be the worst hole I've ever played and will ever play for the rest of my life. Because I managed to shoot a very impressive 11-stroke hole on a par 3. But honestly, it's not that bad, right? We can still come back from this.
Dude,
just playing for fun, don't worry.
Yeah, I ended up shooting a nice and smooth 101 on a par 54 pitch and putt. It looks like it's time to hit the range. What the fuck? Yo, what is happening today? Like, what is happening today? Because I snapped my driver into 2 pieces yesterday, I naturally wanted to find a new one, and I ended up finding a used Callaway Paradigm for 200 Canadian dollars. It's not the easiest thing to hit because it's got a 9-degree loft and an extra stiff shaft, but it was a good deal, so I'm gonna make myself learn how to hit this thing. Here's the actual plan for today though. I'll be hitting up an executive golf course to play a 9-hole round, so I can actually swing said driver, and I'll also be able to get used to playing some longer holes, even if most of them are still par 3s with a few par 4s sprinkled in there. Anyways, let's do this.
First drive, ready? Nice,
Oh,
that was
wait,
also good.
that was kind of nasty. And my first drive of the day was actually pretty good. I can't say that it went very far, and my form also wasn't very good, but for my first ever hit with his driver, I'd give that a passing grade. But my nice tee shot was immediately soured because I somehow still managed to shoot a 9 on hole 1.
Fuck. You're fucking kidding. Oh no. You know what? That's in the right direction, I guess. Very light chip. Too light. Hey, not the worst. Oh, wait, that was not bad. Not bad, I got 9.
But at least my putting was good this hole, which I cannot say for the rest of the holes I played today. I had plenty of chances for par, but my putting was just so off today. I hit a couple 2 putts, 4 3 putts, and 3 4-putt holes, which is just completely insane, by the way. Like, look at hole 5. I chipped it literally right next to the hole and still somehow managed to hit 4 putts for a nice and calm 6 on a 100-yard par 3. Here's the weird part though. Both my 2 putts were from super far away, where I was at the very edge of the green. Then I would manage to hit it super close for a tap-in 2 putt.
Oh my god.
Whereas every single time I messed up my putting, it would be from a medium distance. I'd hit it way too hard and then create another medium distance putt where I'd hit it way too hard again, and then create another medium distance putt, and then this would go on and on until I decided to finally smarten up and hit it properly. Anyways, I ended up shooting a 57 and lost by literally 1 point. It says 53 here, but he was cheating because he lost 3 balls and never added a stroke. So in reality, it was a 56. Mackay also lost by 1 to me, which is also just kind of funny. The score is also a bit depressing considering the full 18-hole course is a par 57, and I hit that in just 9 holes, but whatever, it's only my 3rd day. Side note, this hot dog looks good, right? A bird stole it while we were sending Mackay away, so that also made me kind of sad. Anyways, I had to hit the range after today and fix my short game, and specifically putting. So I worked on my putting and chipping for about an hour or 2 after we left the course. At the time, I didn't think my putting stance looked too bad, so my thoughts coming into the session were just that I needed to get in a bunch of reps, since I didn't actually know how hard I was supposed to be hitting the ball for each putt. And overall, my session felt pretty successful, although I won't know until day 5, where I'll be trying the same executive course, but the full 18 holes this time. Alright, it's time for day 4. My plan today was to hit the range again and to try and fix all the problems I identified in the past few days. Anyways, I'm not going to bore you with the details of what I did, but if you're interested, you can pause here to take a look. These are the things I focused on to try and hit a nicer shot. Anyways, after about an hour and a half of practice at the range, my back started to hurt a lot, so I finished up my balls, then moved on to the putting and chipping green. I practiced those for about another hour before realizing I really suck at chipping. I also only had access to a pitching wedge, so the plan tomorrow is to stick to putting as much as I can, even if it's off the fairway. Like I mentioned on day 3, today's the day where I'll replay the par 57 executive course, but this time I'll play out the full 18 holes. And another thing is, I'll be playing out the gold tee boxes this time instead of the black ones, which adds about 400 yards to the total course length. Anyways, it's time for my first tee shot. If you remember day 3, I hit a pretty nice and straight drive, so it's time to lock in and hit another one of those.
God damn! That went all the way to the right. All right, well, shot 1 went really well because I have no idea where I hit it. It went all the way to the right, but I have no clue where it is. So I'm just gonna drop it in from like inside the trees and then I'll hit it from here.
And unfortunately, it didn't get better from there either.
God damn it.
I managed to once again hit a 9 on the first hole. For the next few holes though, I was actually able to hit some decent tee shots.
It's on the green.
Like, look at this absolutely pure driver shot.
Wow, what a great drive. That's over the hill. All right, Loki, I think that was my best drive ever, bro. Like, look, this whole thing was 320 yards. Look at what the starter part is. I got that maybe 250 yards out.
But similar to day 3, my short game was really lacking. I would pretty much hit it onto the green, then I'd miss 3 to 4 shots before sinking it in the hole. Once again, it was just super disappointing. I didn't even end up making par a single time again today. But even worse, listen to this. Hear me out. I'm not doing that because I really like golf. My back injury from day 4 was flaring up super hard, which means every single time I took a full swing, my back would absolutely start to kill me. I noticed this even early on, so I would avoid taking any practice swings before my shots. It got so bad to the point where as the holes went on, I was honestly just waiting for this whole thing to end. Like, it hurt so bad that I could barely breathe and I had to lie down on the grass between holes to rest. So after day 5, I would end up taking a break. I thought it'd only be like a 2-day break, but it ended up being a little bit longer than that. My back hurts. I started this challenge on Monday, May 18th, which means day 5 was on Friday, May 22nd. Anybody want to take a guess on how long it took my back to heal? I don't know! As of recording this voiceover, it's June 18th, which is a month since I started recording. Will it ever heal? I mean, you're watching this video, so it surely has, right? I want to play golf. I really want to play some golf. 2.5 months. It took nearly 3 months to heal. It was so bad, I sought out physiotherapy for the first time in my life and had them stick needles into my back. And I mean, this really sucked, because the whole time I was fiending to play some golf. Like, during those past 5 days, I genuinely fell in love with the game. And I'll likely even play after this video's done. So naturally, I had to get some new clubs. First off, I traded away my Callaway Paradigm for something much easier to hit. This Mizuno ST Max 230. These things are known for being very forgiving, so hopefully I'll be able to hit this thing come day 7. Next, my friend ended up giving me his old beginner set, which means not only do I now have access to a 3-wood, 5-wood, and 3 hybrid, but I also have a new set of irons. These irons are also cavity backs, which means that they will be much easier to hit than the blades I was using earlier. But not only that, I also wanted my own putter, so I managed to snag up this Odyssey Jailbird Cruiser for technically only $150. And last but not least, I also got a set of Kirkland wedges. The set also came with a bag. Alright, so it's been a while, huh? Other than around a mini golf, this is my first time playing in like a quarter of a year. While I was injured though, I took some time to take a look at some tutorials to see what I was doing wrong. And here's some of the notes I made to fix my swing. And after practicing for a solid half an hour, honestly, why does my swing look better than ever? Wow, tomorrow is going to be a breeze.
Fuck, my back hurts.
Alright, I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit nervous for today. Not only have I never played a full course before, but until yesterday, I haven't even played golf for 2.5 months. Here's the plan. We'll play the back 9 first, loop around to the front, and hopefully finish my first full 18-hole round. And wait, why is this so bright? In fact, why is this so dark?
I mean, that went pretty straight. I just don't know if I'll be able to find that ball.
Teeing off, honestly, I hit a pretty banger drive. I left myself maybe 100 yards from the green, hit my 56 degree a little bit short, hit a nice shot onto the fringe, and then hit this super nice putt from all the way across the green.
Wait! No way! I'm pretty happy about that.
And after all that, I still managed to miss this putt.
No! Alright, that's a double bogey.
So my first hole was a double bogey, but honestly that's not too bad. The next hole went similarly decent. I hit a nice tee shot directly onto the green.
I'll take that, that's on the green.
I did unfortunately end up 4-putting this hole though, which ended in another double bogey.
That's too hard. Fuck. I keep forgetting that these greens are super fucking like fast compared to like the pitch and putts.
They're not that smooth. Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah, I really thought that was going in.
Nah, I'm being dumb. Double bogey again.
Hole 3? Well, I drove it 30 yards.
Dude, what is going on?
Hit it into the trees.
There we go, bro. Directly into the trees.
Hit it into the trees again. Had it somehow land in the fairway. And then I hit it in the trees again. And then I hit it into a bunker.
Oh, fuck.
Then, after I finally thought I could catch a break after hitting this nice bunker shot on the green, we got chased off the green because we were being too slow.
We got chased off the last hole. We're being too slow. So I just marked a triple bogey for all of us. Hopefully it's fine.
And at this point, I don't know if it's the pressure, but for my next hole, I shot a 9.
I don't know where that went. Man, it was going so well, and now it's fucked. I actually legitimately don't know where my ball went. Oh, actually no, I might see it. I think I see my ball actually. Also, the sun is just in my eyes, man. I don't have sunglasses and this hat is just barely doing anything. It's in the trees again, man. All right. It bounced in front of the trees again. I'm just gonna hit the same shot. I just gotta get out of the woods, man. All right, I found it. Just off the cart path. Oh, it's on the fairway. Okay. No, please don't go in the bunker. It's over the hill. Oh my God, it's on the green, thank God. Let's see where this goes. Hey, not too bad of a putt. Oh, fuck. 9.
For the last few holes of the back 9, I can't lie, nothing particularly interesting happened. I made a double bogey on 3 holes, triple bogey on 1, and I had another chance for par.
Yo, just before I hit the shot, I'm gonna need your guys' help. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification, and smash that like button. Yo, not enough of you guys subscribe, bro. I'm gonna need you guys to start spamming that shit right now, and don't forget to click that bell icon. Yo, enjoy my membership for exclusive.
I just realized this is my best chance at par. This is my 4th shot. All right, this is for par. Holy shit, please, please, please. No! No! It's okay, I'll need, like, I mean, at least get a bogey here, maybe. Bogey. That's my first bogey though, at least. Maybe we can be happy about that, because that's my first bogey. I don't know. Damn it. I had a good chance there.
But I missed the putt and made bogey. And all of a sudden, it's like really, really dark. So we decided to call it here. 9 holes later, I ended with a 57.
No fucking way, look what's happening. 176 on a 7-iron?
Alright, the video should be done by now. I failed to complete the course, I shot a 57 over 9 holes, and my driver is rolling over in its grave right about now. But before heading off, I decided to hit some balls at the range. And somehow, that's when everything fell into place. I realized I hadn't been bending my knees properly. And this swing thought somehow completely fixed my swing. My 9-iron went from carrying like 100 yards to 145. My 7-iron went from 130 to 170. And my 4-iron, which I couldn't even hit previously, went to like 200 yards. And these aren't even carefully selected shots either. I was getting pretty consistent. I'd say about 80% of my shots were going straight and going that far. But listen, okay, that is technically my 7-day challenge over. And I know what you might be thinking, this might be a bit of a disappointing conclusion, especially since I never played out the 18 holes that I initially planned. But after these 7 days, especially after that driving range session, I feel like I might have some potential here. Sure, after nearly 3 months and a devastating back injury, I ended up shooting a 57 over 9 holes. But for some reason, I feel like that's not even half bad for my first try. Like, not to glaze myself, but I feel like my swing doesn't look too bad for a beginner. And within a month, I feel like I could do what a lot of amateur golfers dream of doing. Breaking 100. And I even know what I need to fix. My atrocious driver swings and my constant donations to the golf course via my short game. So hear me out. Over the next month, I'm gonna fix both of those things and set a new goal to break 100. Think about it. I'll be just like Bryson DeChambeau, except I'm shit. Anyways, with all that being said, I'll embark on a golf journey for my next few videos. And if you like this one, like the video. If you want to follow along on my journey, subscribe. And hey, if any golf company wants to sponsor me based off my incredible golf gameplay, hit me up. My business email's in the description.